Professor, U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel said the U.S. needs to deal with Russia's army on NATO's doorstep. But as you yourself put it, America's red lines are firmly placed at Russia's borders. What are American red lines doing on Russia's borders?
Well, his statement was interesting. Of course, he's correct. But NATO's borders have been expanded to reach Russia's borders. This takes us back to the collapse of the Soviet Union around 1990. There was an agreement between Gorbachev and President Bush #1, that NATO would not expand 1 inch to the east. That meant to East Germany. That was the agreement. As soon as the agreement was made, NATO was expanded to East Germany. Gorbachev was naturally infuriated, but he was informed by President Bush and his Secretary of State, James Baker, that this was only a verbal agreement. There was nothing on paper, which is true. There was nothing on paper. And Gorbachev had no choice but to accept it. And President Clinton came along, next president, and within a couple of years had expanded NATO even further. In fact, one might ask why NATO even continued to exist. The official justification for NATO was that its purpose was to defend Western Europe from Russian hordes who might attack Western Europe. You can ask how plausible that explanation was, but at least that was the official explanation. Well, 1990, 1991, no Russian hordes. Natural conclusion, okay, let's disband NATO. The opposite happened. NATO expanded. Its mission changed. The official mission of NATO, became to control the the global energy system, sea lanes and pipelines. That means to control the world. And of course, it's a U.S.-run intervention force, as in Kosovo and Serbia in 1999. It's a U.S.-run intervention force. That's the new NATO, and it did expand to Russian borders. So Hegel is correct that Russia is on NATO's borders. But it's as if the Warsaw Pact had expanded to Mexico and Canada, and then the Russian premier said, well, the United States is on the Warsaw Pact's borders, which would have been true, but a little bit misleading.